In the system of racism, every brick has a story. Every demolished street is a forgotten blueprint of brilliance. This is Legacy Lost, where history speaks through the ruins and the voices of the past rise again. Every city had its walls, some built with brick and mortar, others built with laws and the quiet denial of opportunity. When the Great Migration began, thousands of black families packed their dreams in suitcases and boarded northbound trains. They weren't chasing luxury, they were chasing dignity. From Mississippi, from Arkansas, from Louisiana, and Alabama, they came to Milwaukee, a city of industry and promise. But like so many other northern cities, promises came with a condition. You can come, but only this far. When black families arrived in Milwaukee, they found work in tanneries, foundries, and breweries, industries that powered the city, but rarely welcomed them beyond the factory floor. They settled in the inner core, a narrow stretch north of downtown, not by choice, but by design. By the 1920s, this small district north of downtown became a place that would be called Bronzeville. In 1937, the Homeowners Loan Corporation drew its infamous residential security map. Bronzeville was shaded in red, not for crime, not for poverty, but for race. The map didn't just reflect bias, it enforced it. Banks refused loans, insurance companies denied coverage, and city planners used these maps to decide where highways would go up and where communities would not. What began as redline confinement soon pulsed with life. Churches rose on every corner. St. Mark AME, Calvary Baptist, had choirs lifting spirits above the circumstances. In those narrow streets was a foundation that was being laid. Faith, family, and fellowship became the foundation of a self-made city, a place where the denied built their own doors. By the 1930s, Bronzeville was alive. Its pulse felt in every block. Its sound carried in every note. The Metropole Club, founded by Lloyd Baby Doe Norvell, became Milwaukee's heartbeat. There, the greats performed. Duke Ellington, Billie Holiday, Count Basie, Nat King Cole, the list goes on. Their music filled the room. But it was the people who made it sacred. Nearby, Irma Hadley, one of the few black women club owners in the Midwest, ran her own venue where laughter and jazz echoed until dawn. At the Moonglow and the Flame, local legends like Doc Ross carried the sound of Bronzeville to every corner of the city. But Bronzeville was more than nightlife. It was commerce, ambition, and discipline. Bronzeville wasn't just Milwaukee's Black Metropolis. It was a city within a city. On Walnut Street, you could get your hair cut, buy a new suit, grab a fish fry, and catch a jazz set, all without leaving the block. Willie Lee and Lillian Nash invested in real estate, beauticians, opened their own salons, and started the Milwaukee Urban League, which helped young workers secure jobs that paid what they deserved. The Columbia Savings and Loan Association, founded in 1924, was more than a bank. It was a declaration. We will finance our own futures. When white-owned banks denied mortgages, Columbia stepped in, helping black families buy homes, start businesses, and build generational wealth. Then you had the Milwaukee Defender and the Wisconsin Weekly Blade, which kept the community informed, reporting on local politics, national movements, and neighborhood triumphs. Their headlines didn't just tell stories, they shaped them. In Bronzeville, education was sacred. Teachers at schools like Garfield Avenue Elementary and North Division High poured into their students, not just with lessons, but with love. They knew that brilliance lived here, and they made sure it stayed here. Within these few blocks, the black dollar circulated, the black press informed, and the black children dreamed. Bronzeville was not merely surviving, it was thriving. But success draws attention. And in America, when black progress becomes visible, it often becomes vulnerable. In the 1960s, Milwaukee city planners had a vision. They called it progress. They said the city needed speed, faster roads, modern buildings, a clean slate. But for Bronzeville, that slate was already full with homes, churches, businesses, and memories. City officials called it urban renewal. They said it would modernize Milwaukee. Open roads, new development, cleaner streets. But the truth was simpler. The truth was colder. The planned I-43 freeway cut directly through Bronzeville. Not around it, not beside it, directly through it. Through homes, through churches, through history itself. Between 1960 and 1970, over 8,000 people were displaced. The Metropole Club was silenced. The Moon Glow went dark. Columbia Savings and Loan was closed. And the heartbeat of Milwaukee's Black Metropolis faded beneath the sound of traffic. The same streets, once labeled hazardous on the Homeowners Loan Corporation maps, were now labeled as blighted by city planners. It was a new world for the same idea. This land is too black to be preserved. Urban renewal was not renewal. It was removal. Policy disguised as progress. Even after the bulldozers left, Bronzeville's heartbeat never stopped. It just went underground, into memory, into music, into murals. But even in silence, legacy hums beneath the surface. By the 1980s, voices began to rise. Elders, Artists, historians, determined to reclaim the name Bronzeville. Their movement sparked a rebirth, the Bronzeville Cultural and Entertainment District. Established in the early 2000s to honor the neighborhood's spirit, a 30-acre zone dedicated to honoring the neighborhood's legacy. It's not just a name, it's a promise. Today, Walnut Street hums again. Jazz festivals echo the sounds of Baby Dole's Metropole. Art galleries showcase Black brilliance. Entrepreneurs open shops where their grandparents once dreamed. They didn't ask for permission. They declared that Bronzeville lives. The same rhythm that once defined Milwaukee's Black Metropolis continues to flow today. In every trumpet note, every entrepreneur's vision, every child who learns that brilliance once lived here. This legacy is not just what we inherit, it's what we insist on remembering. Bronzeville stands as proof that no system can erase a people's rhythm, that in the system of racism, no structure lasts forever, except the will to rebuild. Though the structures fell, the spirit never did. Each story reclaimed, each legacy restored. This has been Legacy Lost, a Constructive House original.